What is up, everybody? The New Orleans Saints defeat the New York Giants this past Sunday by the skin of their teeth. Were able to hold on to the very last second, thanks to a Brian Brzee blocked field goal. And let's be honest, that was a brutal game to watch. I mean, the NFL should pay us to watch that game. It was brutal to watch, and that's why I kind of struggled honestly about what to make this video about. What should this week's film review video be about? So I decided to go with Kendre Miller, right? He got back in action for the first time since coming back off of IR, an injured reserve stint where he was actually healthy enough to play. And even Darren Rizzi admitted that. So everybody knows Kendre Miller. He was in the doghouse with Dennis Allen for, whatever reason, whether he couldn't stay healthy, wasn't doing what he should have been doing as far as learning the playbook, whatever. He was in the doghouse with Dennis Allen. And Darren Rizzi said, Kendre Miller, you got a fresh slate with me. Let's start over. Let's start fresh. Let's just start from ground zero, and we're gonna put you on the field, and we're gonna need you down the stretch, right? And he got some playing time against the Giants, and there were a few plays that he looked explosive. He looked really good. So today's video is going to be going over some plays from Kendre Miller's performance against the New York Giants. All right, the first play I want to look at here. This is a really nicely designed run that just wasn't executed very well up front. And really, overall, a disappointing performance from the offensive line yesterday. It's the first time since week 3 since all of the starters have been on the field at once. And they were going against a completely depleted Giants defensive front. And it was just a very disappointing performance. But this play here, let it play out so you can see it. This ends up being an 8-yard gain, I believe, from Kendre Miller. And really, it should have been stuffed in the backfield for a tackle for loss. But because he's so elusive, able to keep his balance, he's able to pick up an 8-yard gain on, again, what should have been a loss. And like I said, this is actually, it's a really nicely designed play. So, we're going to get the motion from number 81 over here. He's going to come in motion, right? And that's going to widen out this corner over here, okay? And what that does is, with this guy over here, he's able to attempt to at least block him and seal off this inside, right? Seal off that inside shoulder, and we're gonna have the offensive line is gonna be kind of almost outside zone blocking, but not really. They're gonna try to get to the outside shoulder going this way, right? Fuaga's just gonna make sure this guy doesn't make a play from the backside, but the tight end also is going to arc release. So he's going to skip the first level. He's going to arc up to the second level. And again, he's going to seal this off right here. So in actuality, what you would hope for, right? And let me move this play up a little further here. So boom, right there. So what you would hope for is this gets sealed off by the down blocks, right? You get sealed off here. You would hope the tight end could seal this off here. And then you could hope Kevin Austin Jr., I believe it is, could seal this off here. And the run would hit free right here, right? And so it's a really nicely designed play that should have worked. It should have worked, but it was just executed really poorly. You'll be able to see it a little bit better once we hit the end zone view angle of this thing. But again, just such a nice job from Kendre Miller, keeping his balance, fighting through contact, making a guy miss, and getting us hidden extra yardage, right? When we talk about hidden yardage in a football game, it's this right here, right? So, right here is where Kendre Miller should be tackled, right? He's on the what? The 45. 46, call it the 46-yard line. But he keeps fighting, and lunges at the end again, right? And it ends up being pretty dang close to the 30, right? So he ended up getting an extra 5 yards just from fighting to the very last second, tooth and nail. I mean, that right there is hidden yardage at its finest, right? The lunge, really good job from Kendre Miller. But let's look at this thing from the end zone view to see, why he ended up having to make a miracle play work just to, get some yardage on this play. So here comes the motion across right. I showed you guys what that's going to do. We have the tight end coming up to block 41. Really, I think Trevor Penning just kind of oversteps here, right? I don't think that they were expecting the Giants defensive line to slant inside. We got these guys that are slanting inside, right? And then when you got them going that way and then the offensive line going this way, you get stuff like this happen where a guy comes in scot-free because you overdo it, right? So let's press play. Boom. You see that? Penning just kind of oversteps it. Ruiz isn't really helping inside. He's focused on blocking back. Maybe he should have helped, Penning a little bit there. Once you feel that McCoy can handle this guy, come off and help. But nonetheless, Penning misses his block, and this should have been a tackle in the backfield, right? Boom. We keep our balance. Check it out. He actually catches himself with the football on the ground, right? The ball can hit the ground as long as you have control of it. But he gets back up and watch this move right here. sets these two up, boom, right there. Gets skinny, and again gets those extra yardage at the end. And I mean, man, when he is on the field and when he is healthy, he is clearly just a extremely explosive, versatile, elusive running back. The only thing with him is, can he stay healthy? All right, next one I want to look at here. This is on the touchdown that he scored. And I mean, this is just beautiful football here. So this is going to be inside zone with orbit motion. So Kamara's going to orbit motion behind Derek Carr. And that's basically going to freeze this linebacker right here. Watch him having to pay attention to Alvin Kamara on this backside of this run and pretty much completely take him out of this play initially, right? So check it out. Like, okay, boom. Like, see, his eyes are still on AK over here when Kendre Miller is already hitting the hole, right? And again, another missed tackle here and another just watch the play. I mean, that is some strong, strong running right there. I mean, that is like, we are better than you. We are stronger than you. We are more physical than you, and we are going to score this touchdown. And a really good job from a couple of the Saints offensive linemen as well. And shout out to Fuaga here. He's the one who really kind of started this, last push to get Kendre Miller into the end zone. And then everybody kind of started piling in. Trevor Penning's getting into that. Trevor Penning, what is going through his mind right here? He's like, oh, yes, this is exactly what I wake up in the morning for. He sees that pile, he's diving in on it. If anybody is getting in on this, it is Trevor Penning, right? Cesar Ruiz kind of jogging back here. I mean, come on, man. Come on. But nonetheless, let's look at it from the end zone view here. Okay. So again, it's just inside zone, right? To the left. Everybody's going to block zone, block to their left. Eric McCoy, man. Welcome back, dude. Welcome back. Just watch Eric McCoy on this rep here and how physical he is. I mean, this is a one-on-one block here, and he is just completely driving. Don't stop. Finish the rep till he is on the ground. And then Kendre Miller, I mean, keep the legs churning, man. Physical run from a guy who is more known to be as the elusive style type of runner. But I mean, my goodness, right? Back it up. And I mean, Cesar Ruiz kind of fighting through a hold. You can't really see it from this angle, but the defensive lineman is holding him, which is stopping him from coming off on this linebacker. But no fear, we're going to make him miss, right? Let's check out, I mean, Fuaga over here taking care of the defensive end, completely watching him out of the play. You got Lucas Patrick over here taking care of the defensive back. No chance. I mean, just a beautiful football play all around. Let's take a look here. Yeah. Anyways, just a really physical football play. Nice to see Kendre Miller getting in the end zone here. And I mean, again, the missed tackle. Again, cut up field. He sees the hole. Nice vision, right? Cut up field. Another missed tackle. Keep the legs churning. We're better than you. Touchdown. Beautiful stuff. All right, next play here. Saints are going to be running what looks to be power. It's a little funky. So we're going to have Cesar Ruiz pulling around, and then we're going to have Juwan Johnson, who's going to kick out the end. But what I really want to highlight from this angle is the nice job that Cedric Wilson Jr. does blocking right here on this guy, the crack block on the outside to kind of seal this thing off for Kendre Miller to set up this 9-yard gain. So let's press play here. So there you see snap. See, it's kind of funky. They kind of, the snap's a little funky. They're kind of pulling at the same time, run into each other a little bit. But the Giants do an absolutely horrific job here and kind of make the Saints' job a lot easier, right? So we're going to get down blocks from Fuaga, right? Down blocks all across the board. Pull, and we're going to hit this thing out here. And again, keep your eye on Cedric Wilson Jr. here. He does such a nice job here on this inside or on this block here to seal it off right here. I mean, boom, puts the guy in the dirt. That's all you can ask for. And again, I mentioned the Giants kind of make this easy on the Saints here. They were to seal this thing off. But right here, Kendre Miller, I mean, look at this. Watch him set up this defender. I mean, come on, right? Like this guy, some of the stuff that you see him do, he reminds me of another 25 that used to play for the Saints, right? I mean, you can't teach this type of ability, this type of skill to be able to set guys up like this. I mean, 21, come on, man. Where are your ankles at? And then again, fighting off 24 here, physical, finishing the run physically. That's what I really like to see from Kendre Miller, right? You don't think of him as this big physical running back, but he is, man. He finishes these runs with intent. I mean, right there, contact. He keeps his legs going, 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 going. And again, earlier we talked about that hidden yardage, right? Like, right there, that should be a tackle. But look how many extra yards he still gets. I mean, it takes three, almost four guys just to bring the guy down, right? Let's look at it from the end zone view, get another angle of this beauty here. This 9-yard run from Kendre Miller, who is officially out of the doghouse, right? So again, he got down blocks on the front side. Again, Giants play this horribly on defense. Cedric Wilson here clocking this guy out there. And then again, watch the setup from Kendre Miller. Oh, am I going outside? Outside, boom. Nope. Where you at? You look dumb. Come on, man. Again, this guy, get off of me. Finish strong. Beautiful stuff. Nice run from Kendre Miller. Last play here. This is I believe a 7-yard gain. So another really nice gain for Kendre Miller, and it's nothing special here. So let's just press play. It looks like he's initially probably supposed to hit this thing around this area, but he kind of reads this linebacker and notices him kind of feeling downhill. So he's going to bounce the thing outside, and this one here really shows off his speed. Right, we've showed some really nice elusiveness, some balance, some physical runs from him, but it shows he can get to the edge and he can outrun you. Right, so here he is, right? Outrunning two Giants defenders, beats him to the edge. Good blocking out here on the perimeter from Scantling, right? And again, finishing the run physical, get skinny, and get those hidden yards, right? Boom, gets knocked out. But again, nothing special here, but it shows he's got the speed, he's got the elusiveness, and he can finish runs physically. All it takes with Kendre Miller is him to stay healthy. If he could just stay healthy, I really think he can be a special running back and he could be the Saints running back of the future, especially now with a clean slate, with Dennis Allen gone. He's not in the doghouse. He's getting snaps, he's on the football field, and he's looking good, right? He looks really, really good when he is on the field, and he has looked good, in the past when he's played for the Saints, even though that's been sparingly, right? But nonetheless, Kendre Miller looked really good against the Giants. Hopefully he can build on it, stay healthy, and who knows, he could be, the guy for the Saints in the future. Appreciate you guys watching. Peace.